Okay, little nugget. My goodness. My goodness, Eppo. My goodness, Eppo. Well, hey there, everyone. It's Anthony, back with another video here on Single and Placing. Oh, that was bad. Let's try that again. Single and Placing. Hi. Hope you're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. We're out here doing a vloggy poo. I was not planning on doing this early. We're like an hour earlier than I wanted to go, but I worked at the, hi everyone, sorry. We're having a fantastic day, weekday, weekend, week, month, evening, morning, overnight, all of that good stuff. Yeah, I worked at the office today, so I wasn't at home. So of course I let Apollo out this morning to go potty, which we normally do, a short walk around the block. But it has been so hot that I got home and I was like, absolutely not, Apollo, you'll melt your little paws off if we go out there. So I let him out in the backyard to go potty, that way he wasn't waiting too long. And then I was like, we'll just go later on when it cools off. So I let him out. He went number one, but he would not go number two. He was just sniffing and not doing it. And which makes sense. He doesn't do his poops until we're on our walks. So I think it's just habit. So he wouldn't go, and I'm like, okay, well, you have to wait like another 3 hours until it cools off. 2.5, 3 hours. I went upstairs and I started uploading my last vlog, got that prepped and ready to upload, and then I was getting some laundry done, and I was like, okay, I'll tidy up the house. He was being relentless. He was following me around, nudging me, pawing at me, like he wanted to go. So I was able to keep him at bay for an hour and a half. and I was like, okay, enough's enough. Let's go. So I was like, hopefully it's cooled off enough. And I mean, it was 101 when I got home. It is now 90. So, and the sun's starting to slowly set. So I'm like, just gonna keep an eye on your little paws. Make sure you're not starting to look like you're uncomfortable. But I'll take you out. So I couldn't tell if he was just anxious to walk or if it was like a potty emergency. And I was like, God forbid I force you to stay inside for another hour and a half and we have an accident in the house, which he hasn't had since he was a puppy. Like, I'm not gonna do that to you. So I was like, let's take you out. Let's do our routine, because it has to be at the specific spots that you go potty. So hopefully he'll go when we get over here. But anyway, hope you're all doing well. Make sure to leave in the comments how things are going for you. I figured I'd do a little half-half. I'm just gonna call this a catching up vlog, but I'm gonna give you a couple quick life updates. Quick by Anthony's terms, my measure. And then we'll talk diamond painting, because I want to give you a status update on how those are going. And then if we have time, we'll get to some comments. But yeah, he was just not having it, huh? You were not having it. You had to go. So yeah, things are going well for me. Hasn't been that long since I gave you my last life update where we went and did our long walk. Since then, I've done a whip and chat, which is uploading. So yeah, I'm 2 videos behind. So there's a whip and chat that's currently uploading, responding to your comments, and then I have a vlog that I filmed right after I did that one, and responding to comments some more. I wanted to get caught up all the way till when I took my summer break. So we're there. Of course, now I'm gonna have some new comments, but I'm trying to get through as many as I can and respond to everything, even if we're going back like months. So that's kind of what I'm working on. This week, work's been going really good. It's actually, knock on wood, I should find something to knock on before I say that. I'll knock on my own hand. Work's actually been rather quiet. Not dead. I still have plenty to do, but I'm not slammed. I'm not feeling stressed. We're not like overloaded with open positions right now. In fact, I only have, I think, 3 that we're advertising for. Oh, potty. I don't think I'm going to let them jump up on the tables because they're metal, and I'm assuming they're quite warm. So we'll wait till we get over to the kids' play structure because that's made with that like plastic stuff that doesn't get as hot so the kids don't get burned. Or dogs, because my dog is apparently a child and likes to play on the equipment. So yeah, I mean, 3 positions advertising, and then I have 3 more that are in prep to be advertising. So probably by early next week I'll have 6. The most I've had at this job when we were really slammed is 30 plus. So you can see that it's much quieter. I had my yearly project. It took me all year last year to get my last year's project done. Ooh, I have to tell you something about that, as much as I can share. But my project this year is already done. I finished it. So my yearly project's done and complete. And I have like a secondary project that I am working on, but it's much more casual. It's more about me doing some research and downtime. So I feel good about that. I would call that technically done because it's not really, there's no finite, like, I'll know it's done when this happens. It's just work on putting some research together and some information for us for future use. So that's what I'd consider done. I'll keep working on it, but to no real end. And then I have my personal development project that we assign ourselves. It can be anything. I made it my goal this year to become more versed in the applicant tracking system or the recruitment system that we use at work. And I kind of want to be a subject matter expert. That way, as a team, anytime something goes wrong with that system, we're not like, supervisor, you know, my boss's name, like, help. I want to be able to troubleshoot for the team as well. Just kind of taking another step forward towards more of a leadership role. So I worked on that today as well. It's been ongoing, but as far as projects go, I'm pretty much in the clear for the year, which is a huge weight off my shoulders. And just with everything else being a little bit more slow, it's just been nice. It's been really nice. And I'm hoping that I'm able to fill my roles fast enough that I don't start to build up a backlog again and just kind of wrap up the year really strong. So we'll see. But it's all dependent on if people leave the organization or retire, or, you know, if someone gets promoted, then that leaves their opening vacant, and then I'm filling that role. And then if someone gets promoted into that, it's just this huge trickle down effect. And that's kind of what I've been dealing with recently, is like, I'm like, yes, I filled that manager role. And then whoever took that role, I've got to fill their role. And then whoever took their role, I've got to fill that role. So it's like, when I see like a higher level position become available, which is a good thing that our organization hires internally, promotes from within pretty regularly. But when I see one of those higher level roles come through, I'm like, okay, I know that this is actually going to lead to three or more open positions as we bump everybody up, you know. And we still have to advertise and interview and do all the hiring stuff for each one. So it's like, it's good when they come up due to a retirement, but I know it's going to be a months-long process with all the trickle down. So anyway, work's going good. Life stuff, nothing too crazy. I went and saw Weapons with Jeff and Laura, and we had dinner. That was last Friday. And then Joe and Maddie are still out on their glamping camper trip. They won't be coming back until for another 4 days. So had the place to myself for a week now, almost a week now. So that's been kind of nice. We had book club last night, and the book club that I belong to is all of Maddie's friends. She invited me to join, but I've become friends with all of them too. So even though she wasn't there this time because they're on their trip, it wasn't weird because she's not there. I've become pretty good friends with all of them. They're all very sweet, a bunch of Ohio girlies from the Columbus area. So there was 8 of us. And the book that we picked, I made the suggestion, and it's one of my cheesy, corny, cozy mystery novels. It's one of the Irish ones, and it was called Murder in an Irish Village, and only a few people actually read the book this time, just with schedules, and the ones that did not like it. So it was kind of a flop, but I warned them going into it. I'm like, this is not like what we normally read. This is very fluffy, turn your brain off a little bit, kind of mystery novel set in Ireland. It's all just very it's supposed to be cozy and like easy. It's not everyone's cup of tea. And because they they look like pretty intense novels or very impactful stuff. But I made the suggestion last time and they all were like, sure, let's just do that. And I'm like, I'm going to warn you, it's kind of kitschy and kind of lame, but they ended up not liking it, which I guess I understood. So it was no hard feelings, but we rotate whose house we do book club at. And it was one of the gals that did it, and she did a murder mystery dinner or kind of thing at her house and did it all from scratch. So the entire story was from scratch. And she wrote it as the murder of Maddie because she wasn't there. So she was the murder victim and we had to solve who it was. And it wasn't just sitting around like at a dinner table just reading lines and stuff. She put clues around the house. So we were allowed to go into 3 different rooms in the house, and then we'd investigate for 3 minutes, and we all picked different rooms. You investigate for 3 minutes, then you come back and you try to schmooze with the other characters. And I was Fiona, the party girl who was always looking for a drink. And so you schmooze and try to get other people to tell you what they found out in their room so you can either confirm or eliminate people. So if you know, like, Fiona was passed out on the couch all night because she was drinking, then you know she probably wasn't the murderer. So, but if the murderer, whoever was picked to be the killer, was obviously lying to everyone when we were doing our mixer. So we got conflicting information. So you got 3 rounds to go into 3 different rooms, even though there was 8 rooms to go to. So you had to use the schmoozing time to try to fill in the gaps. It was really cool, very unique, kind of like Clue, essentially. So we're all running around the house and like turning over lamps and searching for clues. And so I found all of my 3 clues. Plus I was able to get confirmed leads from 3 other people. So I eliminated 6 of the guests, one of them being myself. So there was between 1 of 2 people, and I picked the wrong one. So I missed those last couple clues. I should have schmoozed more. But yeah, so I think like 3 of us picked one person, 3 of us picked the other, and then the other 2, one of them was the killer, so obviously they didn't pick themselves, and then one person was just way off base. But it was so much fun, and then we like all sat around and had dinner outside and just gabbed. So it was so much fun. I missed Maddie for sure, kind of the ringleader, but we had a really good time. So one of the other girls is doing the next book club, and we're reading something called The Wedding People. So I just got to chapter 2 at work, but then I switched over to doing some online training, so I turned it off. But I'm going to keep working on that while I diamond paint tonight. Try to get through it. We're not meeting until next month, but I kind of want to knock it out. So, Apollo, come on. Let's get you up on your rock. Hop up. Hop up. Go, go, go. Good boy. Yeah, good boy. It's cool up there, huh? Hi, cutie. Hi, cutie. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yes, you are. Okay. Good boy. Let's get you up on your other test. Ready? Ready? Go, 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 go. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. Put those legs up. And leg up, and leg up, and leg up. Good boy. Keep going. Good boy. Nice. You're so good at that. Yeah, you're really good at that. Oh, I love you, buddy. It's definitely, well, we have a cloud that's saving us right now, and it looks like we might continue to have little clouds until the sun dips beneath the mountains. So it's feeling much better out here than it was earlier. When the sun was up high, it was just agonizingly hot. So yeah, book club went really well, and movie night was good. I think those are kind of the only two social things that I've done in the past week. I hung out with Dom on Sunday. I must have mentioned that. Maybe I didn't, but this past Sunday, I went over to Dom's house to her new apartment and hung out by her pool. So that was fun. So I guess I did a few things to get me out of the house. Yeah, but other than that, just walking with the boy and hanging out with the boy. I need to, I'm going to text him again. I feel like I'm stalking, but I really want to be friends with these two guys. My friend Matt, again, I don't remember if we talked about this. My friend Matt from Nashville, who I've mentioned before, not Matt, the one I was dating, different one from Nashville. I went out to see him a couple years ago for a work conference. Well, I'm going back to that same work conference in Nashville, but he came out here to visit some friends that he has in Colorado that I've never met. So he came out here with a few other people from Nashville. So they were hanging out as a big group, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And so we went and had dinner and drinks together, and then went to Ace High, the bar down here in Golden, because his friends that he came out to visit, they live technically in Golden, but it's about a 25-minute drive from here. It's up in the mountains, but just with like city boundaries, it's technically Golden. So we were chatting and getting to know each other, and the guys' names are Matt, another Matt, and Ben, couple. So they live up in the mountains in this gorgeous mountain house. So we were chatting and chit-chatting, and they were like, you should come hang out with us. We're gonna go up to Breckenridge on Saturday. This was a couple weeks ago again. We're gonna go up to Breckenridge on Saturday and go do this thing we saw on Instagram. It was like, oh, if you're going up there and you guys wanna do some touristy stuff, you should go to Cataract Lake, which I've taken you on several times. It's outside of Silverthorne. So I showed them pictures of the last time we went, and they're like, oh, yes. So they're like, we'll call you. You should bring Apollo up and stay the night, and then we can all just carpool up together. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, I'll be down for that. So I gave them my number, but I didn't take their number. I totally didn't even remember to do that. I just gave Matt, the other Matt, my number. And so the whole weekend passes. I go do the movie with Jeff and Laura. Saturday comes and goes. I never hear from them. And Matt, my Matt, the one from Nashville, he wasn't going. He was going back home. So it was just going to be these people that I just met. Never heard from them. I'm like, well, that's kind of a bummer, but I also get it. Like, maybe they were like, we don't know about Anthony. So I never heard from them. Well, then 2 days ago, was it? I hear from that Matt, the one that lives here in Golden. He's like, hey, it's Matthew, whatever. I'm so sorry. I wrote your number down wrong, and I was texting the wrong number all weekend asking if you were going to come up and where were you, and we wanted to hang out with you. And he sent me a screenshot of all the messages he was sending the wrong number, and then eventually the person just said, wrong number, dude. So he reached out to Matthew back in Nashville and asked for the correct number and then wrote me. So Matthew from Nashville is like, you should really connect with them. They want to be friends with you. So I wrote them yesterday and haven't heard back yet, but I was like, hey, it was great hanging out with you. Let's do a hike or something. But I kind of want to do karaoke tomorrow night. And so it would be fun if they came down from the mountains to come here to Ace High, back where we were, to do karaoke. So I'm going to ask you again, but I don't want to be too pushy. And I almost was going to write Matthew from Nashville and be like, hey, tell your friends to write me. But I'm probably just going to leave it alone and see what happens. But they were very sweet, and I don't have very many, I don't have any male gay friends in Colorado. I have some gal pals that are gay, but not any guys. So it would be nice to have a couple friends kind of in my circle. That'd be nice. So we had a great time. But anyway, so that's kind of life stuff as far as plans this weekend. Oh, come on. No, you're fine. So I'd like to go to karaoke tomorrow. I was thinking of even going tonight. One of the bars here in town called Rock Rest does it on Thursdays, but I'm not sure. I kind of want to diamond paint and listen to my new audiobook, but we'll see. But certainly I'd like to go tomorrow, and then Saturday and Sunday, no real plans. I was thinking I might want to go up to Glenwood Caverns again, which if you watch the other channel, I did a vlog going up to Glenwood Caverns. So I was like, maybe I'll go again and maybe film something for Single and Placing. I don't know. Or just go to have fun. But I have a season pass, and I've been up there 3 times this season, which definitely more than paid for it. But I'd like to go one more time before the season wraps up. It's about a 2 hour, 15-minute drive from here, straight west. So yeah, we'll see what the weekend holds. But yeah, I also want to take Apollo to get him a bath. Not that he needs it, he's not dirty, but just to get all the excess hair off of him. Give him a little blowout, because he's been shedding all year. Previous seasons in the summer, he has like a month or two where he's just a little shed monster, and then it kind of calms down. But I can brush him all day long and give him his baths and stuff, but he's just blowing his coat like crazy. And I think it's just because it's been pretty warm this year. So, but he's living through it. He's living through it for sure. He's doing okay. It's just a mess in the house. I'm like vacuuming every few days just to get it all up. So yeah, that's what's going on there. As for updated life plans, so I'll recap my October trip real quick, but then there's some stuff that's been added that I can now reveal. So I'm going to Tennessee, Kentucky, and Ohio in October, the 10th through the 17th. I'll be landing in Nashville on the 10th and then driving straight to Louisville to go to Kentucky Kingdom on the 10th. Then when that park closes that night, I'm driving further north to Cincinnati and staying the night in Cincinnati, technically Mason, Ohio. And then Saturday, I am at Kings Island for the day. Then when that park closes, I'm staying the night in Cincinnati again. Hold on. Hold on. Good boy. Thank you. And then the next morning on Sunday, I go to Stricker's Grove, which is just outside of Cincinnati. I forget. I don't know if it's in a town, city. I don't know what the address is, but it's just a little farm that has some roller coasters in it, or there. So I'm doing that. Then once that's done, I'm driving from there on Sunday straight to Pigeon Forge, staying the night there. And then Monday and Tuesday are both Dollywood. And then I leave Dollywood in Pigeon Forge and drive back to Nashville for a work conference Wednesday and Thursday. And then I fly out Friday. So a 1 week trip. So I'm doing that. Well, in addition to that, some coaster pals, the coaster community group that I've been chatting with online on Instagram, they're all going to Bowie, Maryland, for a coaster theme park visit to Six Flags America. And the reason for the season is that's their last day in operation. Six Flags is closing that park down at the end of the 2025 season, and November 2nd is their final day of operation. So there's a big group of us that are all going to the park as a send-off. I've never been there before. It'll be my first and last time to go to Six Flags America. It's not very highly rated. It's not a very highly rated park, but it's just for the sake of, it's the only time I'll be able to see it, you know. I could go earlier, I could go now if I wanted, but we're all planning to go on the final day. So that's on Sunday, November 2nd. So I was doing that and I'm like, am I really gonna fly all the way to Virginia? Flying into Reagan, I think. I'm gonna fly all the way there to do 1 day at a park and then come back. I mean, I would do it, but I'm like, is there anything else that I could fit into that weekend to do, like, just do an extra park? Again, I'm fine just doing a single park, but I'm like, if there's something within relatively close driving distance that I could add on, then it would help make the trip a little bit more worthwhile, especially since I'll have already been out that way kind of a few weeks earlier. So I'm like, let me find something. So I use this website. It's called Coast to Coaster. Coast, the number 2, and then Coaster. And it's somebody that does it as a hobby. They overlay a Google map with all of the active roller coasters in the world, in the entire world. And they keep it up to date. So you just see the pins where they all are. So I just went over to that area and zoomed out, and I was like, oh my gosh, King's Dominion in Virginia is like a 2-hour drive from Six Flags America. So I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna fly in Friday morning and drive from Reagan down to King's Dominion and go to that park on Friday. They're open from like 5 to 10. So if I get an early flight, I can get there in time for the Friday, and then do all of Saturday, then leave there Saturday night, drive up to Bowie, stay the night there, do my whole Sunday at Six Flags America, stay Sunday, and then fly out Monday. I'm gonna take the Friday off and the Monday off. I already requested off work. I just need to buy the flights and stuff tomorrow, maybe tonight. And the Airbnb in the car, I priced it out. It's gonna be about $700 all in for the 2 parks. With travel and the car and the Airbnbs and everything. So I was like, you know what? I was probably gonna spend about $5 going to the 1 park, so might as well add another one in there. So I'll be able to knock that out. So that'll be good. I mean, that's putting me in a single year. I got to go to Glenwood, Elitch Gardens, Lakeside, and then the 2 ocean parks in Pennsylvania, Six Flags Great Adventure, Dorney, Hershey Park, Knoebels. So that's already 9. And then I'll be adding Dollywood, Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom, Stricker's Grove, Six Flags America, and King's Dominion. So that's another 6. So 15 parks in one season. I mean, that's not too bad. And what, 12 of those, 13 of those will have been all new to me. So I think that's a pretty good rate of success. I don't even know how many coasters it'll be by the end of all this. I'm gonna have to do a year recap on at the other channel. But yeah, so I'm super excited. I'm very happy that I'm able to do it all. Next year might be a little bit lighter just with the Europe trip, and I need to start really mapping that out. I keep saying that, I just need to do it. Maybe I'll do that next week, is sit down and start mapping all of that out, because it's gonna be pretty pricey. And I need to figure out like what am I good with, just a passport? Do I need a visa for certain countries? What's it gonna take to hop between all these countries in Europe? Denmark, Sweden, Germany, and Poland. What's it gonna take to jump between all of those? Should I do trains everywhere? Is that cheaper than just getting a car for the entire trip? What does that look like? Am I gonna be able to drive successfully in all those different countries and not have a panic attack? So there's a lot to consider. There's a lot to consider. But that's not until next September, so I have 13 months to figure that out. I'm also planning on moving between now and then, so next year's just gonna be a little chaotic. I'd like to do Cedar Point, and I'd like to do, if I was gonna do a spring trip or like an early summer trip, and then do nothing else until the fall, in a perfect world, I'd be able to do Cedar Point. This will be a big road trip, so probably more than a week, but basically do a giant loop around Lake Erie. Maybe not I don't know. I wouldn't mind looping the entire lake, but doing Cedar Point, Kennywood. There's a couple other really small family parks in Pennsylvania on the west side that I didn't get to go to. Hit those up, then keep going up to Niagara Falls, and then go to Canada's Wonderland, in where, I don't know where that is in Canada, but it's up there. It's up on that side, and then back around. I don't know if it'd be faster to go up and back the way I came, or just to go all the way around. But that would be fun to do, like I'm circumventing Lake Erie. That would be kind of cool. And just go along Canada's coast on the lake. That would be really cool. I don't know. I haven't even begun to look at that, but I do want to go to Canada's Wonderland eventually, and I figure that's one way to do it. So yeah, I'm getting I think I talked about the season pass for Six Flags or Cedar Fair parks. They have a deal going on right now where if you buy the season pass between now and September 2nd, you get it at a steep discount, and you get access to all of their parks, everything under the umbrella of Six Flags Cedar Fair, which includes Kings Island, Six Flags America, and Kings Dominion, all 3 of which I'll be going to this fall. That encompasses all of that. I'd get that for the rest of this year and all of next year. So any, like Cedar Point, Canada's Wonderland, I could still use this pass. It's like $115. It's a massive discount. Sorry, another potty break. So yeah, it's a crazy discount. You get free parking at all of the parks too, and access to any of their Halloween stuff. So it's huge. It's a huge deal. It's only going on till September 2nd. The reason they're doing it is that company, Cedar Fair, Six Flags, has really been struggling with attendance in the back half of the year. It's been a rough season for them, so they're throwing some pretty major discounts out to try to encourage better performance in 2026. So I'm going to take advantage of that. I'll probably order that tonight when I get home. The only thing is, the reason I've been hesitant is wherever you say, you have to pick a home park. You have to pick a home park that's your home base. Come here. Come here. I got to throw this away. You picked the wrong side, buddy. Come on. Come on. Over here. Over here. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. I got you. Ready? Jump. Ready? Go. Oh boy. You have to pick your home park. So that's where you go to collect your season pass. And then from there, you're free to move about wherever you want to go. But you have to be there at that park that you select to have your pass issued to you. And I don't have any Six Flags parks anywhere near me that I can just bop over to. So technically, the next one I'll be going to is Kings Island. So I can click that one and sign up for it there. And then when I get there in October, then I get my pass and then I'm good to go. The thing of it is I believe if you want to renew, I think you have to go back to that park the following year to renew. And when you renew, it's even cheaper. So I'm thinking about next year, 2026, if I want a 2027 pass, am I really going to want to go back to Ohio to do that? Or is there another park that I'd prefer to be my home base? And so if I do have another park I prefer to be my home base, then I'd need to get there between now and October and select that as my home park. You know what I mean? So I'm like, can I get to a Six Flags park in September? So I looked it up, and kind of the closest one that would make sense is called Frontier City, and that's in Kansas City. It's about a 9-hour drive from here, and it's like an hour and a half flight. But I'm like, do I really do all of this just to have a technically closer park? I don't think so. I guess it would be just as cheap to fly to Ohio. So it's just, my brain immediately goes to, we've talked about it before, what else can I cram into this? But I think the logical thing is just to, Apollo's walking through broken glass. Hopefully none of that got stuck in his paw. You okay, buddy? He doesn't look fazed by it. The logical thing to do is just to wait till October, give myself September off so I can do my pinup paint along and just not travel, and then just use Kings Island as my home base. And if I'm really invested in doing the renewal, then that gives me a reason to go back to Kings Island next October. Or earlier. I have to just renew. I don't know when renewal is, but I'd have to go back there. I think. I'll have to check on that. Maybe you can just renew online and you don't have to go back to the home park. Because that would suck for people that move, like across the country. They'd have to like find a way to fly back to wherever they started to renew every year. That's kind of nonsensical. I think the idea of having to go to pick a park to get it assigned to you is kind of nonsensical. Like, why can't they just mail it to me or it just be digital? But there must be a reason. I don't know what it is. So yeah, I'm going to select Kings Island. That way when I go in October, I'll get my season pass there, and then I can do whatever I want all year and all next year. So, I mean, it's $115. That one day at Kings Island, the Saturday, is $95. So why wouldn't I just pay the extra $20 to be able to go to 40 other parks for another year and 3 months? So that's what I'm gonna do. And that's not even including parking. Parking's like $45. So you go one time, it pays for itself. And I plan on going to at least 3 parks this year, and then potentially at least 2 next year. So anyway, we'll talk about diamond painting stuff, and then I'll let you go. Hup, hup. Good boy, you're such a good little jumper. Yeah, be careful with your joints though. Ugh. Okay, ready? Good boy. So yeah, just lots of planning these upcoming trips. Yeah, I'm really excited for the 2026 season. I guess I do need to make it to. There's another park called Six Flags. So I forget. It's the one that's in the like San Francisco Bay-ish area. That's closing at the end of the 2027 season. So I need to find a way to get there too. Yeah, it's an interesting time for like theme parks. There's a lot of new stuff that's coming in the next couple of seasons. This year is certainly like a transition year where a lot of stuff closed. A lot of things are changing because those 2 companies merged at the beginning of the year. So there's just been a lot of movement. We have 2 of their parks closing. There's rumors that there might be more coming. And a lot of rides were closing, like King Dakar. A lot of rides closing that were just, the maintenance costs were just astronomical. They just weren't making financial sense. So this new merged company is just trying to consolidate, which has upset a lot of people because a lot of their favorite parks and rides are going the way of the dodo. So they can move to some newer, different things. But we're in this period, this season was when all the closures happened, so people just aren't as enthusiastic to go to some of these parks because their favorite things are gone. So it's just been a tough year, and it was a really weird year for me to get into this because I missed out on a lot of stuff just by like 1 or 2 years of getting to go on. So there's just a lot of transition right now. But the next couple of years are hopefully much stronger for Six Flags and Cedar Point. Yeah, just a weird year. Epic Universe at Universal in Florida opened, so that pulled a lot of people's attention and money towards that. Rather than doing these other parks, the family's gonna go on their Florida trip because there's a new park down there. So it's just weird. But there's a lot to look forward to, and I'm certainly excited. I'm certainly excited for it. So, and Europe's going to be crazy. It's going to be a blast, not only for the theme park portion, but of course for the retreat. So, I've got to figure out what I want for dinner tonight. So yeah, that's all life plans and stuff. And if I'm going to your neck of the woods, please let me know. If you are in the, certain towns I'll only be in to go to the park and then I'm leaving. But if you're in the Nashville, Pigeon Forge, Louisville, Cincinnati, Richmond, or DC areas, I'm coming to a city near you. I'm coming to a park near you. Let me know if you want to do a park day or if you want to meet up before or after. I can try to squeeze it in. But yeah. So, diamond painting. Let's get into it. So right now, my current whips are Autumn by Alphonse Mucha and Jaded Gem Shop. I got another row on that done. So I've got maybe 3 more rows. I'd say I have like a 60 by 35 piece left and it'll be done. I'd like to get it done No, at this point, there's no way I'll finish it by the end of the month. I was gonna say, I hope I can get it done before Pinup Paint Along, but there's no way. It's gonna happen sometime in September. I'll finish it along while I'm working on Tropicana. But I've got that going. I'm gonna work on it tonight, see where we get. And then I have Inner Garden by Yume Art and Diamond Art Club. No real progress on that. I'd say I'm 20% done. I've just been focusing on my Muka right now, just to try to have a finish. But once my Muka's done, then I'll just work on Tropicana and Inner Garden and try to focus on both of those. But I'd like to get Inner Garden done in September as well. So I've got those. Then I have, what else is hanging up? Then I have, I guess, Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch and Jaded Gem Shop. No progress on that one. I probably won't touch that until Inner Garden's done, to be quite honest. And then I have 3 kits down in the basement that are just on permanent hiatus. I've got Cognac Biscuit by Alphonse Muka and Diamond Painting Shop. That'll be pulled back out in November for Muka Mania. My Custom of Apollo and Cresting by Iterations Crafts and the Creativity Squirrel. Hold on. What is it? What is it? Come on, Sniffy. So those are all the ones that have drills down on them. But I will get to them all. Maybe not the Custom of Apollo, haven't decided yet, but certainly Cresting and Cognac Biscuit will get done. Ready? Hop up. Hop up. Good boy. Okay, now switch lanes. Hop, hop. Good boy. Good job, buddy. You're getting exercises today, huh? Yeah, we didn't go all the way to the creek, but that's okay. We'll go in the morning. So yeah, they'll all get done eventually. If I could get I say that I've said this like every year. If I could get all of my whips done by the end of the year, that'd be great, but that's never the case. Things carry over. And then Kitted Up Not Started, I have Tropicana by Henry Clive and Jaded Gem Shop that I'll be starting September 1st for the Pinup Paint Along. And I also have Sedona Majesty by Abraham Hunter and Diamond Art Club kitted up. Haven't kitted up, not started. I do want to start working on that because I think I've said it previously. I haven't brought any new finishes into work, into the office in a long time because either they're too leggy or too revealing for some people's taste, not mine, but some people's. And I just don't want to risk someone being like, ooh, that's a little too spicy for the workplace. Or I've been giving stuff away as gifts. So I figure Sedona Majesty won't ruffle any feathers. And I'd like to have something new. Because it is like, oddly, it's a pretty like, people talk about it at the office pretty frequently about all the diamond paintings that are in the office. And when there's new people that come into the HR area, they're always like, what the heck? Whoa, look at this one, whoa. So like I've become known as like the diamond painting guy. So over the past couple months, I have had people either that work with me in the HR area or from other areas in the building, when they come down, they're like, what's the new one? Do you have a new one up? Oh, no new ones? Are you still diamond painting? I'm like, yes, I am. I just haven't had anything that I could put up, or I do have something, but I give it to somebody else. So I'd like to do Sedona Majesty and get that done sometime so I can have something new to share with everyone. So yeah, I don't think Inner Garden would be appropriate. I guess Tropicana will work once that's done, so that'll be nice. But I figure I'd try to do a landscape and put it up. Those are inoffensive, unless you hate working on them. So yeah, I sent out my stepdad's kit, Waterfall in a Jungle. I painted the borders. I got that shipped yesterday. So that should be to him on Monday. And it wasn't quite as expensive as I was assuming it would be, because I sent a box. This was like a few years ago. It was during COVID time, so maybe that's why the prices were so high. But I sent a box of skincare to my cousin when she lived in Honolulu, and it was like $120 to ship her this box of like cleansers and lotions and potions. It could have also been the weight of all the liquids maybe, but I took that diamond painting in there just as is. I didn't box it up or anything, and I was like, help, I don't have a box big enough or oddly shaped enough for this. Can you help me? I need the box, a weird size box, and I need it shipped. And I took it in there, and the gal there was helping me, and she kept looking down at it and like kind of eyeing it up, and she's like, can I ask what that is? And I was like, oh, it's a diamond painting, because it was all rolled up on the scale. It's like, it's a diamond painting. I did it for my stepdad. It's just this hobby I'm into. And she's like, I know what a diamond painting is, but that doesn't look like any of the diamond paintings I've ever seen. That thing is huge and like really intricate looking. I'm like, yeah, I do the big ones. And she's like, that is so cool. I was like, do you want to see it? And she's like, yes. And then she's like, Andy or whoever's in the back, she calls the other employee from the back, and he comes out and he's like, oh, there's a lady that does these and sends them to her kids and stuff from time to time, but hers are like this big. They're little small ones. I've never seen one this big and this detailed. That is incredible. So I've rolled it out and laid it out on the counter for them to look at. Then there's somebody checking out or shipping something next to me, and she's like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. I'm like, yeah, okay. Yes, it is. Like suddenly like the tension's on me, and I'm like, oh no. I guess I asked for this, but now I'm feeling weird. So I was like, yeah, it's, you know, they're fun. That one took a few months to get done. Like, the gal was like, I would never, ever have the patience to do anything remotely that detailed. I'm like, it's actually not that bad. And I explained that it's kind of like paint by numbers, but not. And so you don't have to freehand it, you know. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, well, you should try it sometime. She's like, oh, maybe I will. So I'm like, maybe I got another convert. But anyway, all of that's to say it was like $80-something to ship it, which is pricey, but it's far less than what I was anticipating. I told myself, I'll be lucky if I get out of there for less than $150 between the box and shipping it to Honolulu. I'll be lucky if I get out of there less than $150. So I was kind of surprised by that. So hopefully he likes it, and I hope it gets there in one piece. I asked him, I was like, if there's any way you can like bubble wrap this before you put it in the box. So she picked a box that was a couple inches wider and higher than I need. I think she did like a 6x6x36, so they could fit some bubble wrap around it. So we'll see how that ends up going. Fingers crossed. I'm very curious to see what condition that'll be in when it gets to him, but I hope it gets there okay. Are you gonna do another potty break? No, just a fake pee. You're out of pee, buddy. We gotta go. So yeah, so I don't have any other diamond paintings that need to be sent out or given to anyone. My completed diamond painting pile is clear. I hung up Moon Girlfriend down in the basement, so everything's hung, and now all I have is whips and stuff. So yeah, but anyway, I also was taking a peek at So the way I'm so bad at remembering stuff, so when I post a new video, I usually have to go back to my channel and look at how I wrote it out, like finish and review : waterfall in a jungle dash Eau Claire Studio at Diamond Art Club, or whatever the title is. I always forget what format I use, so I have to go back to the channel and look while I'm typing out it for the new one. So I just posted recently an old unboxing that I just had never put up, My Inner Sanctuary by Yume Art. So I was like, how did I write this before? And so I went to my channel to look, figured it out, and I just was scrolling just to look at my unboxings that I did like at the beginning of the year or in the spring. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot about so many of these, and this is all in my garage. Oh my God. Like I started to feel like freaked out, like, oh my gosh, like taking that time off, I kind of, I just starts to slip your mind of like, oh, I have that one? Oh wait, I have that one? Oh my gosh, I got all of those? I'm like, oh my word. I've got a lot to sort through for a potential D-stash. I have a lot to sort through. And I went out in the garage, and there's so many kits that I know I will easily be D-stashes. I was like, oh, whoopsie, I forgot I had all these like kits that would be nice to do, but I'm not like chomping at the bit to get to them. Like I have a couple of like island themed ones that I got from Distracted by Diamonds at one point on clearance. There's just some stuff in there that will be an easy D-stash. Most of it's like shops that aren't Diamond Art Club or Jaded Gem Shop or Diamond Painting Shop. It's like all those ones where I'm like, oh, I've had this since I started diamond painting, and I got it on like 75% off. That's why I bought it. But I'm probably not gonna do this. Like, let's just be real. So yeah, I certainly have at least 10 to 15 that just from standing in the garage and looking at my stash was like, yeah, all those can go. So it might not be as heartbreaking as I once thought it would be. Of course, there will be some tough decisions to be made, but there's a lot of stuff in there that I'm like, yeah, that's okay. I can part with that. There was one that I bought actually fairly recently that I was like, that I forgot how huge that thing is, and I just don't know. It's I think it's the only Becca Tyndall I have. It's like this massive kit. I was like, yeah, I just don't know. The other one that I was like, ugh, I told everyone that this would be the kit that I work on when I decide to stop doing the channel or diamond painting, and it's The Last Supper, and that one's like what is it, like 60 by 200 and something. With how Garden of Earthly Delights has gone, where it's been over a year and I've gotten like 3 sections done, I just don't know if I'll be doing something. I don't know. I'd love to do it, but I just don't know. You know who was working on a smaller version of that? You'll have to let me know. Do you know anybody that did complete it at its largest size? And if so, can you let me know? Because I want to see a finish. I think Sparkling Spectrumite was doing it in a smaller size last year or the year before, and we just kind of lost touch. I don't even know if she's if they have a channel anymore. I guess I need to look into that, but I know they were working on one of the smaller versions. I'd love to see it finished because I'm really curious about the rendering. I just don't know if I have it in me anymore to take that on. When I looked at it in the garage, I was like, oh, that's right. I was supposed to do this multi-year project before I go anywhere, and there's no way I'll be doing it now. So I don't know. There's just some stuff in there that I'm like, Yeah, I think I can put together a D-stash list pretty confidently without too much hardship, but we'll see. So anyway, well, we're coming back to the house, so I'm gonna let you go. But thanks for coming along on this one again. It's been nice being able to chat with you all again, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share this content with friends, family members, anyone that you think might take some value out of it. Happy placing. We'll see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.